What's up, guys? It's Wacka. Welcome you to week 8 of SDS season 12. This week we're only watching 5 games because um someone got a forfeit loss, and um well, pretty soon I'll be giving Orn a forfeit win versus Troy, and I will be probably having to dual forfeit loss the other game. Considering I just recorded a 2 hour long video, um, I guess I will be taking it easy upon myself and only doing 5 games. Um, Next week will be a bit of a longer game. I'm also not covering games that are extended because I don't want to have to potentially record 11 games for week 9 just because people are lazy and don't schedule. Anyways, getting into it, our first game is going to be Cryptix versus me. Cryptix is going to be bringing the Weavile, Togekiss, Gliscor, um, Araquanid, Terra. No, it's not Terra Belly Bolt, but it is Terra fighting on the Zangoose. And on my side, I have the Garchomp, Greninja, Rotom Wash, Corviknight, Terra Normal, Terra Normal, Armarouge, and Terra Stellar. Well, Tangrowth isn't Terra, but it's everything else is Terra Stellar on my side. The reason I brought Terra Normal Armarouge was for Blacephalon. I figured I would prep for the fire types, even though they're not coming to me at all. And I mean, if you look at my team, like I have 4 fire resists, but I didn't have a lot of good ghost resists. I mean, Greninja is my dark type. Um, and what's my normal type? Mega Lopunny. So, I wasn't sure, but Cephalon seemed a little bit scary. So yeah, getting into it. He's gonna lead Weavile. Also, I feel like I sound weird, but I don't know. I guess I've just been talking for like 2 hours, so my voice might be kinda not there. Anyways, he's gonna lead Weavile into my Tangrowth. I'm gonna have myself on the antagonist side this time. I don't care. He's gonna knock off my helmet. Brick Break will knock him out, so yeah. I actually always lived Triple Axel. I'm pretty sure I always lived Axel from... I don't think I lived Choice Band Axel, but... I wasn't expecting him to be Choice Band. I also didn't expect him to be, like, Choice... Yeah, I didn't expect him to be Choice Band into, Corviknight, or, like, Rotom Wash, Rocky Helmet, or even Garchomp to that extent, so I expected him to be Pads. But I think he might have been Choice Band Ice Spinner, but I don't believe... I think Choice Band Ice Spinner is about as strong as Triple Axel, assuming Axel hits all 3 times. So yeah, I just stayed in on Weavile. He's gonna go into Araquanid and then Belly Bolt. I think he was predicting me to switch into Corv there, and he wanted to catch my Corv, but I just stayed in Power Up. Now I'm gonna go hard Corv on the Toxic. And then U-turn. Really risky play for me. And I'm going to go into Armarouge on the T-Bolt. Because he didn't bring Blacephalon, I felt like Armarouge was just kind of whatever in this matchup. I'm going to show him that I'm substitute. And Armor Cannon will do kind of a lot to Belly Bolt, but it wouldn't have been able to knock him out, so I'll take my chip, and then Corviknight will come in. I'll be able to body press. I think the reason I went Corviknight is because I felt like Corviknight had the best positioning on most of what he had left, and he brought in hard Togekiss, so I assumed... yeah, so at that point, I was like, okay, I can position Corviknight in on these other 3 mons, no problem, and then Togekiss would allow me to go into Rotom, in which case I can kind of Volt Switch out. In the Tangrowth, I see that he's Assault Vest. Knock off the Assault Vest just because I can. Tangrowth doesn't really care too much about Araquanid. He's going to Leech Life and get some of his health back. So I believe, yeah, I go into Corv here on the Togekiss, and then I think I go hard Rotom Wash again because I don't really want to fuck with that. He's going to go into Gliscor on my Hydro Pump. I was kind of predicting him to go into Gliscor. I feel like this shit happens in this is just a play I remember doing a lot in BDSP OU, and that was a thing for like 2 months. It probably wasn't even 2 months. It was probably just like December 2021, probably. But I honestly I thought BDSP OU was fun. And this is just like this is a situation that happened in BDSP OU like all the time. Was the Poison Heal Gliscor into Rotom. Particularly, yeah, I think hidden abilities were in BDSP, because I remember Sheer Force Gator being in OU. Anyways, I'm gonna go hard Garchomp on his Stealth Rock. I figured he probably wouldn't roost, so I'm able to get up rocks here. SC Toxics, and then I'm gonna Surf and knock out that Gliscor. I'll reveal that I'm Life Orb. He doesn't really know that I'm special yet, but yeah, Air Slash will crit me, but it's okay. That crit did matter though, because I could have had an alive Garchomp, and then I could have went into Rotom Wash, or even Corv, and I guess I could have defogged. Like it's whatever. But I'm gonna go into Rotom Wash now, as now he has no way to he has no way of punishing Volt Switch. So he's gonna go into Araquanid. I'm gonna Volt Switch on him. Go into my Tangrowth as he goes into Togekiss. Togekiss can only come in one more time. I'm just gonna let him take my Tangrowth, because I kind of figured at this point it was like kind of free Gren. He's gonna burn me, unfortunately, and he will see that I'm Protein. Now I see Zangoose come in, and either he Scarf and knocks me out, or he dies to the Specs Surf. Unfortunately, he's Scarf, but it allows me to go into Corviknight, not really take it doesn't. I don't really take a lot of damage from that close combat. It does a good amount, but I'm gonna Roost I think once or twice, because I don't want to risk Body Press not KOing. I think maybe I kind of forgot that Helmet was chipping him down, so like I could have spam Roost, but at this point I'm like, okay, I can Body Press and you're for sure gonna die because you are not a Ghost type. And yeah, that'll be GG's to Cryptics. Funny that Tangrowth ended up beating a Weavile, but you know what? We take what we can get. Anyways, our next game is going to be Elekid versus La. I believe La didn't change a single thing about his team from the last week, so I don't really know what's going on there, but he brought the Darkrai and Milotic, Scissor, Mega, no, it's not Mega, it's just Latias, Terra Fairy, Comfey, and Zard Y. On Elekid's side, we have the Minior, Spectre, Gudra, Hisui, T-Tar, Excadrill, and Palfin. It's going to be Terra Flying on the Minior. But yeah, it's the same team La brought from last week, I think. Like, it's the same Mons in the same order, so I just assumed it was the same paste. He's going to close combat into that Gudra. Gudra is going to live. And lower Scissor's speed. Yeah, you're going to want to switch on that Bullet Punch. Shadow Ball is going to knock out Scissor. And we do have a Darkrai, but we're going to go into Comfey and just die anyway. And now we're going to go into our Psychic type that's slower, and we're going to sack that to Shadow Ball as well. And now we're going to go Milotic, who is Scarf for some reason. Shadow Ball is going to knock that out. Now we're going to go into our Charizard. Going to Mega Evolve. It's not going to matter because Picture is faster and it's going to knock it out. And finally, we're going to go into our Darkrai, who resists Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball is going to knock it out because we sacked our entire team to Shadow Ball before going into our Ghost Resist. Yay, good job. Anyways, next up we're going to have Dedanly versus Shine. I think this was the game that was supposed to happen this week, because Shine played John Paul earlier this week, and then it threw me off because then John Paul proceeded to not play this week at all and not schedule. Yay. Anyways, on the Danley side we have Mega Aerodactyl, we have Vikavolt, Empoleon, Sneasler, Chi-Yu, and Rillaboom. On Shine side we have Gouging Fire, Mega Gallade, Terranormal, Swellow, I almost said Swanna. We also have the Screentail, Blastoise, and Glimmora. So getting things started, we have the Sneasler into Glimmora. We're gonna hard switch into Empoleon on the Earth Power, but it's not gonna do too much. So Empoleon will be able to Scald the Blastoise for about 0 damage. Rillaboom's gonna come in on the Scald, probably get burned. Yeah, this is like the problem with Rillaboom is it's a good Mon, but like when it has to switch in on Mons that spam Scald, like it's just gonna get burned. Although I feel like if I drafted Rillaboom again, I might consider just like running Cloak on it more. Anyways, he's gonna U-turn on the Blastoise. I guess Blastoise didn't really care too much because of the burn, probably. We're gonna see a Terra Blast ground into the Gouging Fire, and the Heat Crash will knock out Vikavolt as Gouge heals up from the terrain. But we didn't allow Gouge to set up at least, so we're gonna Stone Edge. Honestly, Gouge probably could have gotten off a Dragon Dance there, but I don't know if it's like a bulky Gouge because he needs a lot of speed to outrun the Aerodactyl. Like Adamant Gouge definitely is not outspeeding like fast Aerodactyl. We are gonna be Scarf Glimmora though. That's crazy. Dire Claw will activate the Toxic Debris, but it's okay because Empoleon can come in pretty freely on the Scarf Glimmora, and Empoleon's gonna Roost. Switch right into the Rillaboom, and yeah, Rillaboom's burned, so it's not gonna get poisoned, so yeah, Toxic Debris really isn't doing too much here. Glim is gonna come in on the Wood Hammer. Doesn't knock it out, but it did a lot of damage to Glim with the burn. So now Empoleon's going to come in on the Earth Power. It's going to take a lot of damage, but the terrain should heal it back up enough. We're going to see Scald into Gallade. We're not going to burn the Gallade, unfortunately. Mega Evolve the Gallade as Close Combat will knock out Empoleon through the Chople Berry, of course. Sneasler's going to come in, though, and absorb those T-Spikes. So Glim is going to come in. We're going to get the Para on Glim as well as the Knockout, which is very good because Sneasler's looking pretty good to like clean endgame almost. Swell's kind of a problem though because yeah, Boom Burst is gonna kind of do that. And Sneasler's gonna come in. We're gonna Dire Claw, so we are Scarf. That crit probably mattered. I feel like it probably mattered. We're gonna crit again. And Blastoise doesn't get the Scald Burn. We're going to Dire Claw just one more time. We're going to get the Poison this time as Scald doesn't burn Sneasler. And we're going to Dire Claw again. Glade's going to come in. We're going to Dire Claw the Glade. Takes a lot of damage, but Psycho Cut will knock it out. Chi-Yu's going to come in. And we're going to see Air Balloon, but he's actually going to switch out of Gallade because I believe the Gallade is not... It's like a bulky Gallade that is slower than Chi-Yu, but I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Chi-Yu is Flame Charge, so we just need to get like +2, +3 maybe. And then we can knock out the Chi-Yu. So yeah, we're going to Flame Charge 3 times just to guarantee that we're faster than Gallade. And at this point, we just have to kind of hope that Screamtail and Gallade don't break through. Well, if we have to hope that Chi-Yu doesn't get paralyzed. Unfortunately, he gets paralyzed on the wrong turn, and the Danley's wind suddenly goes down the drain. I will say though that like I guess he got kind of lucky, and I think I feel like the Dire Claw crit on Swellow mattered. And if Swellow killed Sneasler, then we wouldn't have had enough progress to even get here in the first place. So I feel like the Hex was even, but again, I don't know exactly if that mattered too much. for all I know, like base Dire Claw might have killed Swellow, like just an adamant. Because I think Sneasler, like it looked like it might have been like adamant Scarf. Not entirely sure. So next up we have Sacred Ash versus Lies of J. We're gonna see the Terra Ground, Gyarados, Nidoqueen, Cobalion, Zoroark, Kasui, Primarina, and the Deoxys Speed. On Sacred Ash's side, we have Coco Bundle, Mega Medicham, Vaporeon, Terra Rhyperior, which is going to be Terra Water, and Terra Ghost. So, if you guys have been watching my content, like, Coco Rhyperior just might look familiar to you. And Coco Mega Medi and Rhyperior got 6-0'd this week by Decidueye. So, yeah, we're going to Shadow Ball the Drifblim and immediately lose our Drifblim. Calm Mind, Coco, Shadow Ball. That did a lot. Oh, duh, because it's fucking Zoroark. It's not even Nidoqueen. You know, I thought maybe it was just Scarf Queen. But that makes sense. Stored Power, we're gonna Earth Power. Coco's gonna go down. So it's a very explosive game, which is good for me, because less talking for me. Cobalion, we're gonna switch Cobalion in on Medicham? Okay. What? Okay. I guess. Dio Speed's gonna come in. Calm Mind. I feel like Medicham is like leading this. Oh no, we're like bulky-ish with Dio. Okay. Recover. Okay, so we're playing the boring game. Psychic will knock out Medicham. So yeah, we're not playing around with Medicham anymore. Rhyperior's gonna come in. We're gonna Terra Water, eat the Psychic, no problem. Are we AV or is this Dio just weak? I don't know. Gyarados is gonna come in though and Terra Ground, Power Whip. Love to see powered Gyarados. I don't, but anyways, Moonblast will knock out Rhyperior. So Bundle can come in. We're gonna see Quarkdra's special attack. Nice. Yachi Berry Primarina for the Bundle as Moonblast knocks it out. Good prep. Good prep. Ooh, we freeze Prim. Oh god. There's just no way. Calm Mind. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of over. Draining Kiss to get your health back. That's way too much. Yeah, and then Gyarados comes in. I guess you can probably start like Earthquake spamming. Oh, or Power Whip. Or Power Whip. No burn. Do we EQ to end it? Yeah, we EQ to end it. That was starting to look scary, but I suppose like there's no way that Vaporeon could really win. Good Roar Bring for the Calm Mind Prim. That was a good bring. Next up we have Yuno versus Brundon. On Yuno's side we have Donphan, Celesteela, Mega Diancie, Amoonguss, Volcarona, and Terra Normal Toxtricity. On Brundon's side we have Grimmsnarl, Terra Steel, Registeel, Iron Hands, Carkol, Landorus, and Slowking. So going to see lead Donphan into Grimmsnarl, Reflect, knock off the Light Clay. Nice. We get up our screen. EQ did a lot through that screen. Let's see, EQ into Lando, knock off the Ice Gem. Ice Gem's a cool bring. I mean, if you're trying to, well, I was gonna say if you're trying to like hit Landorus harder, you could have just run Clear Amulet in an Ice Spinner, but Ice Gem was cool, I guess. You got knocked off regardless. Tox is gonna come in on the Scald. That's a pretty big Scald. Terra Normal, Boom Burst, Volt Switch. Are we like... I don't know. Curse Registeel is interesting. EQ still knocks it out though. Yeah, Donphan's really strong. You can't just assume every Donphan's gonna be like super uber defensive. I think Donphan's actually like a solid like offensive piece. Toxic into Karkle. Karkle's not really doing much here. I mean, Flamethrower, but like, I don't really know why we switched out of Amoonguss there. Donphan's gonna EQ. Ice Shard. That did a lot to Lando. Probably like an offensive Lando. Slowking's gonna come back in. EQ's gonna do a lot, but Psychic will knock out Donphan. Tox is gonna come in, Boom Burst. Kill Slowking. Huh. So now Amoonguss is gonna come in. Iron Hands, Drain Punch isn't gonna do too much. Toxic the Karkle. I thought that already happened. Diance's gonna come in. That Power Gem did a lot. Is this like offensive Karkle? I feel like that Karkle might have been offensive. We're gonna Moonblast. Heavy Slam will knock out Diance. Nice defense boost. Totally mattered. Boom Burst will knock out Hands, and then Light Screen. Boom Burst is still doing a lot. Oh, are we like Scarf Tox? Oh. No, we are Silk Scarf. It's a cool ring. I wonder what the rest of your set was. Was it like Shift Gear or... Interesting set, like, knowing that you're probably gonna have to switch out from Toxtricity at some point, like, it's cool bring that you decided to not run Throat Spray, but instead run Silk Scarf. I think that's cool. Ice Gem on Donphan was cool, too. I don't know what I would say, like, the heat of the week this week was, because I feel like I didn't see anything, like, super, super impressive. Maybe Special Chomp. Maybe Special Chomp. It only killed Gliscor, but it was fully Special Chomp. Or maybe like Tangrowth killing Weavile. Tangrowth already had kind of a spotlight. The only thing that happened here was Shadow Ball. There's nothing here. Flame Charge Chi like almost won. I didn't realize that the Rhyperior is Dragon Tail. Lots of phasing. Yeah, honestly though, like, it makes sense though versus Gyarados. Yeah, honestly, I might give it to like the Donphan or the Toxtricity. Was this Karkle like specs or like what? I don't know what the fuck the Karkle was. Yeah, it's gonna be like something Donphan Toxtricity, or it's gonna be something like Garchomp. That's probably my thoughts for the week. I guess since it's a shorter video, I can look at the stats a little bit. As you can see, not everyone has played their games. Please play your freaking games. Oh my god. Don't know why I have to like babysit all you people. In terms of standings, Yuno is still on top. It looks like I've snuck past Joey like slightly, but we're fighting for second and third seed. Yuno should get top seed because, to be honest, I think Yuno... Oh, Yuno's facing Sacred Ash. Truth be told, though, as much as I want to say Sacred Ash would have a chance, I legit think he does not want to make playoffs because he has been busy. I think Yuno's just going to win next week because I don't think Sacred Ash wants to make playoffs. So I'm going to assume Yuno's going to be 9-0. If Sacred Ash wants to try, feel free, but know that if you try that you will probably end up making playoffs. And to be honest, I would prefer if you made playoffs because then I don't have to babysit one less person, but or I'd have to babysit one less person rather. But anyways, I mean, the people that schedule well are top 5 seeds, so like that's all I can say. Prague Pyros is not 5-3. Oh. Yeah, he's not 5-3. Oh wait, no. He won this game, he lost this game. I was gonna say, there's no way he was like 5-3. So this should be more accurate. So yeah, now we have John Paul up there, who'll probably be getting a forfeit loss, and then jumping down a seed. No, he'll be tied. Yeah. Good job to the top 5 seeds though. Like, these are the people that play their games and schedule. Anyways, in terms of kill leaders, Armouge is still on top despite not doing anything this week. Mega Diancie is still pretty close. Gyarados is still pretty close. Chiyu performed pretty well this week. Mega Gallade and Dio Speed are kind of up there. Toxtricity kind of worked its way up. Gren, Sneasler still up here. Breloom. Yeah, we did pretty good this week. Next week, though, there's not going to be any extensions, so I can start playoffs. To be fair, I don't know what I'm going to do with next week because I know you people aren't going to be playing your games before Thursday. I just know you're not going to play your games by Thursday. But I know Legends ZA is coming out Thursday, or for it's going to be like Wednesday, although they're not playing Legends ZA, so they have no excuse to not play their game next week. But like, I know for me, I'm playing Legends ZA. I'm probably not going to take an extension, but I know like some people want to play, and like some people want to test the new megas. Might be perfectly fine. I might allow for like a slight extension or like an extra week, but I prefer not to, so if you guys can play your games, please do. I know not everyone can make playoffs, obviously, at this point. Like, at this point, it's a battle between the top 9 seeds, because I know Sacred Ash doesn't want to get in the playoffs, and no one else below him can make it, because I will be giving Troy a forfeit loss this week. Yeah, just do your best. It's gonna look like top seed. Me, Joey fight for 2 or 3. We can't really fall 4 or 5, so there's that going on, and then everyone else kind of fighting for like these bottom 4 spots. But it's like 5 people fighting for the bottom 4 spots, because I'm pretty sure like Elekid should be in. Actually, Elekid could fall out, maybe. It depends on the matchups. But the Danley should pretty much be in, like, no matter what. Like, he just has to not get 6-0'd and destroyed. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I'm done talking. ZA is coming out. Enjoy it if you're gonna play it. I have like an hour and a half. It's like an hour and a half long video if you guys want to watch it on my YouTube, because the stats have leaked. Designs are also leaking, so if you're trying to avoid more spoilers, avoid my other video, and definitely avoid Twitter. Honestly, like, avoid YouTube. Well, I don't know. I don't think they're spoiling the designs on YouTube, but I know other people like me are like sharing the stats, and like we're talking about next season, but it's looking decent so far. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week.